The scientific revolution was the emergence of modern science during the early modern period when developments in mathematics, physics, astronomy, biology, and chemistry transformed views of society and nature.
So a lot of YouTubers recently have been doing Draw My Life videos. I didn't want to do one, but since your teacher, Mr. Wacker, asked so nicely, I decided to do one for him. So this is my Draw My Life video, and yes, I refer to myself as Sir. So this is just a picture of me for reference. So that's the apple that hit my head and made me think of the law of gravity. So I was born and I died like a regular human being, but I accomplished many things such as the following. I was an astronomer, a mathematician, a philosopher, alchemist, and theologian. I didn't always start out as being really successful. I actually wasn't successful at all. So I started out as an introvert who didn't like to share with other people, and for a while I was depressed and I had anger issues. In 1684, I published my book that introduced the 3 laws of motion and my ideas of universal gravitation. This later became the basis of modern science that helped explain the universe. With this success, I was proclaimed as one of the most influential persons in the scientific revolution. I later became a well-known scholar, and I shared my ideas with other scientists. With my credentials, I became a member of Parliament for the University of Cambridge. I influenced the history of science forever, and sorry I spelled science wrong. So basically, that's my life in a nutshell. Get it? I'm in a nutshell.
So this video isn't all about Isaac Newton, it's about me too. And here's a little snapshot about my life. This is a picture of me gazing at the sky, because I'm most famous for my discoveries in astronomy. I was born in Torun, Poland. As a child, I was always curious about the world around me. That's a picture of me. My eyebrows on fleek, my hair's on fleek, everything's on fleek! And I understand that that's the terminology that you teenage fledglings use today. As a young man, I spent most of my time studying at Bologna University, where I pursued my dream in astronomy. While studying astronomy, I discovered the heliocentric theory, a revolutionary notion that Earth orbited the Sun. At the time, it was hard for people to accept the heliocentric theory, even though nowadays it's really easy to accept it. After long years of tedious studying, in 1543, I published a book that contained my astronomical findings. My book influenced the scientific revolution by difference in perspectives of the universe and its functions, also known as the Copernican revolution. I was the first person to create a complete and general system with math, physics, and cosmology in my theory of the universe.
Moving on to me, Galileo Galilei. This is my Draw My Life video. So I was born on February 15th of 1564 to a family of musicians. So the topics of math and geometry always intrigued me. I invented the telescope, which was an important invention. It allowed me to see the moons of Jupiter, the rings of Saturn, and craters on the moon. I advocated and defended the heliocentric Copernican view of the universe over the Aristotelian system. That's me. I did this by publishing my ideas in the book Dialogue on the Two Chief Systems in 1630. By publishing my ideas, they became known as disputed and conflicted perspectives, and so the Catholic Church put me under house arrest for the rest of my life.
And this is Amazing Life of Johannes Kepler, aka me. I was a famous German astronomer with an amazing mustache too. I discovered the orbits of planets through geometry and attempted to discover the structure of the universe. Wow, go me. I propose the 3 laws of planetary motion. The 3 laws are basically about the orbital properties of planets, how planets are in ellipse with the sun at one focus, and the relative speed of planets to the distance of the sun, and by using calculation of period of orbit according to the radius of planet. My 3 laws later influenced Newton's thinking on planet interaction and the relationship between masses to lead to the universal law of gravitation. My discoveries and ideas did not make me famous during my lifetime, but influenced the thoughts of other scientists in the scientific revolution in the world.
Greetings, fellow students. I'm Renee Descartes. I was a French scientist. Back in my days, I was always friendly and intellectual. I came up with deductive reasoning, which is the process that all you guys use in your science classes when doing experiments. I was known as the father of modern philosophy. Similar to Galileo, I was also opposed by the Pope due to my ideas. I proposed analytical geometry, which brought the concept of dimension into geometry. I've devised the principles of inertia, which supported the wave theory of light. In addition, I devised the vortex theory, studied optics, and momentum conservation. Just like any other human, I died in 1650 in Sweden.
Excuse these scientists for their spelling errors, for they have been dead for centuries.
Goodbye, my fledglings. I hope you learned something today.